Hello, YouTube. So there's a lot going on, a lot of things to bring up. I'm going to try to cram it into one video. I've got a lot going on. Not a lot of time to make videos, unfortunately, although I'm trying to set aside more time specifically for that purpose. So WikiLeaks is making all these dumps. O'Keefe is releasing information, and Hillary is taking some hits, but it doesn't seem to matter. Uh, my perspective is that partisan Democrats aren't going to change their minds. Um, Hillary Clinton could literally walk out in the street and shoot somebody in the head, and she would get away scot-free with it. Um, this is my opinion of sort of where things have degraded to. She would not go to jail if she were to get on national television and behead someone ISIS style. Um, I just think whatever political machinery she has working behind her, is sort of keeping her afloat in that way. And I was going to make a video a few days ago about how the how I think that the popular vote is going to go landslide for Trump. I see probably, maybe 3 or 4 Trump bumper stickers every day, and I have yet to see one Hillary bumper sticker. And I was going to comment on the fact that I had seen my very first uh, Clinton Kane sign out in someone's yard in Racine the other day. I live between Milwaukee and Chicago, to give you some idea. And so the very first sign that I had ever seen supporting Clinton Kane, I saw the other day. And then yesterday, I saw the second one. And so if you just go by those numbers, if you just go by Trump bumper stickers versus Hillary bumper stickers, the number of people that you can visibly see with your own eyes at Trump rallies versus the number of people you can visibly see with your own eyes at Clinton rallies, I would say that there's a 5-to-1 ratio of Trump supporters versus Clinton supporters. I think he's going to win the popular vote by a landslide. But Clinton still has more electoral votes, and I don't think that's going to change. I think every single American could go to the polls and vote for Trump, and she would still get the electoral vote. That's kind of what I think is going on. And so that's the purpose, really, of this video, is that people who are concerned, with their actual rights and with, the American way of life, with not having things degrade into a total police state underneath dictator Clinton, we need to come up with a plan B. I'm not really convinced that the election is going to go in favor of personal liberties. I think Clinton is going to perpetuate the corporate oligarchy. I think she has the political machinery behind her to, I don't want to say rig the election, because people have pointed out how difficult that kind of thing is. That's why they rig their primaries, so they don't have to rig the election, stuff like that. But I think she's already got the people in her pocket who she needs to be in her pocket, so that she's going to take the electoral vote no matter how many Americans get to the polls and vote for Trump or vote for somebody other than Hillary. Because again, this shouldn't be taken as an endorsement of Trump. Go vote for Jill Stein. Go vote for Gary Johnson. Vote for D's nuts, right? Anybody but Hillary. Vote for anybody but Hillary because she just wants power for herself. She's addicted to power, and she's going to use, voters to perpetuate her own egotistical needs. And in doing so, she's going to perpetuate the corporate state. She's going to perpetuate the destruction of individual liberties. She's going to tax the average American, wage earner into poverty. Things are going to get really bad under a Clinton presidency. And so we need a plan B. Americans need to start thinking about what if she manages to weasel herself into the presidential office, because it seems that all of this damaging information that comes out about her, it doesn't matter the truth. The media is just going to perpetuate a bunch of other lies. They're just going to deflect to Trump, like, oh, Trump said pussy. But we've got video of Bill Clinton, physically assaulting women, right? There's video evidence of him grabbing women's genitals before he realizes the camera is rolling. The whole fact that he actually had to settle out of court for a sexual harassment lawsuit. Things like this. And that's obviously right. He's not running for the presidency, but then look at Clinton's own track record. Look at the terrible things that she's been involved in. Travelgate, Watergate, Benghazi, email scandals. It doesn't matter. They could pile up and continue to pile up, and it's not going to sway the partisan Democrats because they're uninformed and they refuse to believe the truth. They just want to believe the narrative that's being pushed by the mainstream media. And Clinton has the media as part of her political machinery to continue to do that. And so the truth isn't going to come out, and it's not going to matter because they're just going to keep repeating the same lies and coming up with new lies in order to keep people distracted. With only a few weeks left to go until voting, I don't see Clinton taking a big enough hit. She literally, it doesn't matter. O'Keefe could come out and release video of her, like I said, beheading someone or shooting someone in the face, and it's not going to change these partisan Democrats. It's not going to change their minds. So people who are invested in the freedom of themselves and their neighbors, and people who truly care about one another and who truly care about living in an actually enjoyable and well-rounded community need to start coming up with a plan B. And I have some things that I think we should be thinking about, but I'm by no means an authority on this. I think there's much smarter people who've done a lot more analysis than I have, who probably should come forward with some of their ideas. But number one, impeachment immediately. If she gets elected, the impeachment process needs to start right away, and it needs to be a grassroots thing. It needs to come from everybody who recognizes the danger of having her be president. Number two is civil disobedience. And I'm not thinking BLM-style riots, burning shit down. That's not going to get us anywhere. I don't really know exactly how that form of civil disobedience will unfold, but that's sort of the point of this video. Is smart people need to be thinking about it and need to come up with some answers to how are we going to stonewall this person who is very clearly going to try and continue to move things into this authoritarian sort of police state, very unhumanitarian style of government. And number three is, maybe part of this civil disobedience thing is to start taking drastic measures like stop paying your taxes or something like that. But number three, I was going to say is, the whole boycotting thing. Speak with your dollars and sort of speak with your actions. Stop watching TV. Get rid of your cable subscription. Do things that are going to show the sort of center, not quite so police state driven corporations that you're not going to tolerate that kind of stuff. You're not going to tolerate their support of someone who's such a tyrant. So yeah, I don't have the answers, but I really think people should consider and put, start comments below, start talking about how are we going to address this problem? What is our plan B if she manages to arrogate herself into the position of president? Because it's still quite likely. I know there's people out there saying Trump's got a 90% chance to win, and the populist vote, yeah, he does. I think a lot of people are going to go vote for Trump, but those people aren't the Electoral College, and I don't think those votes are going to be represented in the electoral votes come election day. So start public discourse about how we are going to make changes, how we're going to affect change, and how we're going to take action against this tyrant if she manages to get herself into the presidency. Thanks.